I decided to submit to the Sociological Review, first because I have found previous research similar to mine published in that journal, both in terms of studies about masculinity in food, but also discussions about commensality and the division of housework among men and women. And apart from that, I also consider the Sociological Review to be a good journal, a respected journal. So it was a combination of being a respectable journal and a journal that previously had been having these debates.
I chose to submit this paper to the Sociological Review because I have great respect for the journal, and I've made it a policy in my academic career to submit papers largely to journals that I enjoy reading. And the Sociological Review was amongst many other journals that influenced my study as a PhD student, so that including other journals like the Sociological Research Online and the Journal of Contemporary Ethnography. The Sociological Review had articles which informed the way I approach sociology and made me the scholar that I am today. So when I thought about where I wanted to submit this paper, and I was doing a study on visual sociology, I had heard that the Sociological Review was very welcoming of visual work. And I thought, well, actually that's a really good place to put a full article with images. And I think that was why I decided to submit the paper there. My experience of publishing with the Sociological Review has actually been excellent. I received very quick responses and reviews, and I found that the reviews were very constructive in helping me to rewrite certain aspects of the paper. I will admit that when I first wrote the first draft of this paper, it was a bit overly empirical. In fact, I think it lacked a certain kind of theoretical engagement, theoretical framework. And the comments from the reviewers was similar to that kind of feeling. It was, Terence, yeah, it's very narrative, it's quite interesting, the photos are great, but it needs to have a deeper engagement with theory. It needs to have that kind of social theory in it. And that's what prompted me to rewrite it, to include certain aspects, which is the paper that you see now. So I think overall it's been a good experience, and I think it's actually improved my own writing and the way I engage with these kinds of issues and topics.
The Sociological Review seems like a really appealing option for many reasons. Many of the debates we engage with in the article relate to class analysis, debates that have been covered within the journal, also debates on stigma as well. But importantly, this research engages with urban theory and urban processes. So at times I've published work in urban journals. I thought it was really important to have these debates in sociology because it's important to look at the urban dimensions of class and of stigma.
I decided to publish this paper with the Sociological Review because my research uses British data, and the Sociological Review is a British-based journal. The Sociological Review also publishes a mix of qualitative and quantitative papers. My paper is quantitative, but it is not highly statistical, so I hope that it appeals to the readers of Sociological Review who are sympathetic to both qualitative and quantitative methods. My experience of publishing with Sociological Review has been very positive. I felt very supported throughout the review process. The comments I got from reviewers were really insightful and incredibly useful as I revised the original paper that I'd written, and also got some very encouraging and positive feedback from those reviewers. The online submission process was really helpful and easy to use. And then since my paper has been accepted, I've felt very supported with the promotion of that paper, such as producing a video like this, but I've also been asked to write a blog post to help publicise the paper.
I decided to publish in the Sociological Review because I'm conscious of it being emerging as a particularly vibrant journal at the moment. In particular, it seems very interested in what movements are doing, what's happening globally. So particularly for those reasons, and because of its openness to looking at themes of sexuality, I found the Sociological Review extremely supportive. I was very satisfied by the reviewing process. I had very constructive comments from referees, and I would certainly recommend the Sociological Review as a particularly vibrant journal at this point.
My experience of publishing in Sociological Review has been excellent. So the review process was one of the fastest I've ever encountered. So the first review, I got back the reviewer comments within less than 2 months, which I don't think has really ever happened before. And then after I resubmitted the paper, I got the final decision within about 2-3 weeks. So I think I submitted the paper early in the year, probably February, and it was out already in the summer. So it was a very fast process. And I thought the copy editing process was very fast as well.